Kilby, Michael, and RJ are nominated for eviction, but Tom holds the golden power of veto. Will he use it? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevzik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven. It's day 6 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Owen is the head of household. He nominated Kilby for eviction, who joined Michael on the chopping block, who lost the temptation competition, and Willy Wonka nominated RJ for eviction. But Tom won the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother Reese's Pieces slot machine Golden Power Veto competition. Will he use it? We'll find out shortly. But first, this was a pretty quiet weekend, but that's to be expected generally on weekends because people have lives. But also, this is the first ever summer season of Big Brother Cheesecake, so naturally people tend to be busier in the summer. And also, let's not forget that for the last 2 summers, definitely the first summer, but even the second one, Canada and most of the world was still in a lockdown phase. I know the Americans were not, but most of the world last summer was still not back to normal. And so this is really the first summer that's kind of like completely back to normal. The news was saying like air travel is back to 93% of what it was before. Traffic, for the people who are from Toronto or people who live in a major city, traffic is pretty much back to being shit. Everything's back to normal. So, I mean, I don't even know of any COVID restrictions. Besides having to fill out the ArriveCan app when you return from Buffalo like I did, and I was not asked last time, so I thought it was done. Turns out it was not over, and I had to use my one-time exemption, but now I know to fill it out. It only takes 5 minutes, but I thought it was done. Oh well. And Olive Garden was amazing, as always. I put pictures in the group chat. I'm so glad that Olive Garden and Dunkin' Donuts are not in Toronto because I would get so fat. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts now has cake batter iced coffee and butter pecan iced coffee. I had a large of each, and I regret nothing. It was so good. They also have a cornbread donut, which if you like cornbread is really good. And Tim Hortons in the U.S. is also way better than Tim Hortons in Canada. Their donuts are just... So 2 months ago, Tim Hortons Canada. And by the way, I believe today the Justin Bieber, the Tim Biebs are back that Karen and Steven judged last season. I only like the birthday cake waffle one of the 3. And there's going to be some French vanilla cold brew, blah, blah, blah. But Tim Hortons in the U.S. is way better than in Canada, which doesn't make any sense because it's a Canadian company. But I think because there are a lot less stores in the U.S., the products in general just stay fresher because they're all frozen and sent to a factory or sent from the factory to the stores frozen and the stores just heat them up. But I think because there's less stores in the U.S. and because there's more competition in the U.S. with Dunkin' Donuts being the biggest one, Tim Hortons has to try harder down there, and maybe that's why it's better. But yeah, Tim Hortons, if you're ever in the U.S. and you see a Tim Hortons, don't think, oh, it's crap. No, it's better there. So yeah, it was a quiet weekend. I get it. People are busy. That's going to happen this whole summer. In Toronto, we have Carabana, Taste of the Danforth, the CNE, among others. And so I'm sure people go away for the weekend and whatnot. That's not to say it was quiet. People were still talking. It just wasn't as active as the first 3 days. The Alliance chats were quieter, but yesterday, especially Sunday, a lot of people were wondering what Tom was going to do with the veto because his reaction was interesting. He said in the group chat, and I will just read it verbatim, "Thanks everyone for the accolades for winning the veto. Everyone always says I don't want to get blood on my hands, but I stabbed my thumb this morning, so let's see what happens." So interesting that Tom says, I stabbed my thumb this morning, so let's see what happens, even though everyone says they don't want to get blood on their hands. Some people interpreted this as Tom is using the veto, and some people interpreted that statement as Tom is not using the veto. I interpreted the statement as Tom is being Tom. And so funny that Cly who had a date Friday, couldn't play in the veto. She elects Tom to play, and then Tom wins, and then is kind of cagey with everyone on what he's going to do. I don't think he told everyone what he was going to do, which is refreshing and fun as a viewer to watch, but I think it drove some of the house guests crazy, especially since they had to wait all day. And I believe Owen has to send nominations by 9 p.m. regardless, because you never know if the veto is going to get used or not. And I don't think Owen knew what Tom was doing. And that makes it difficult for Owen because we have 3 nominees on the block for 3 different reasons. Owen put Kilby up because he was inactive. Michael lost the competition, which is why he was on the block. And Willy Wonka nominated RJ. So, Tom has pros and cons for taking each of the nominees off or not using the veto. And Owen has pros and cons for various situations in terms of who should go up in which spot, and he doesn't even know if the veto is being used. So it was definitely a big sort of question mark kind of day yesterday, which I enjoyed, of course. I just want to let everyone know for the 3 nominees who are on the block, so I didn't really push it today, but in the end I got 2 speeches out of 3. If you are nominated today, you must publicly, in the group chat, plead your case to your house guests with one brief, and I say this every season, brief. Curtis wrote a Bible, Jojo wrote a Bible, a lot of people last season had verbal diarrhea. So, you don't go on forever, just a brief statement, like when Arissa or Julie says, please stand up in front of your house guests and say why you should stay. A brief statement as to why you should stay, which will go in tomorrow's episode. So you have today until 9 p.m. to publicly plead your case to your house guests, because the House will be voting tomorrow to evict one of the 3 nominees. And right now, there's quite a few alliances, and I really don't know what direction this vote is going. It's still too early to call. So we'll have to, time will tell. The competition. So the Reese's Pieces competition, which Tom won with a score of 500 in 9 minutes and 12 seconds. There was some, talk about how it was luck-based. And yes, I conceded in the last episode that there was a heavy luck element. But what Tom did, which put him over the edge, was he purposely, and Jenna in the group chat goes, wow, holy fuck, I didn't think of that. Tom purposely went for the high ones first, dumping, and he got really low on Reese's Pieces toward the end, dumping in order to get these high ones done. And so by getting the higher ones done first, it ensured that one of the lower ones was left that he couldn't make. Whereas a lot of other house guests were just taking whatever they could early on, and a lot of people ended up with something up here that they couldn't do. I think Bridget, at one point, these were the last 3. I think Jenna also, these were the last 3. So they kind of cubbyhole themselves into poor situations. So there is a slight strategic element, but I looked ahead at the vetoes coming up and the HOHs coming up. I don't think there's a single one coming up that's luck-based at all. So if you don't like luck-based competitions, I think you're okay. But Brazil and Nicole say everything is luck, and Curtis agrees with them. So, remind me, I'm going to make a note of it for tomorrow. Brazil is engaged to this outrageously hot guy. And I'm like, so we all know that Nicole's boyfriend Evan is hot because he appeared on Extra Whip last season, and when she panned the camera over to him, and I was like, hallelujah. And so now Brazil has this I think she's engaged, I don't know, this outrageously hot guy. And then she posted a picture of him at some regatta gala next to some other hot guy. And I'm like, what the whole, where are you finding these people? So I'm going to make a note of that. So for tomorrow, show Brazil hottie pic, because we need to see it. And also, I was sent from JoJo, I think a lot of people have already seen it, there was a 6-second, I put in the group chat, a 6-second Twitter video of some baseball player getting hit in the butt by a ball, and it was in slow-mo, and that was fun to watch. Okay, moving on. So, a lot of house guests have been looking for the hidden immunity idol. Probably about half have made at least one guess as to what they think it is. It's funny, as a player, I hate looking for hidden immunity idols. When I'm watching Survivor, I find that whole element boring. Like, not the tribal part, but them looking for it. But as a producer and as the host, it's hilarious. And I can say that of all the guesses I've gotten, I don't think anything is really in the ballpark. So it's still, anybody's game. But yeah, the hidden immunity data is still out there, and it will be valid in the Survivor week, which will be the first week after everybody has been Willy Wonka. So I'm estimating that's probably going to be the final 6, 7-ish. Depends on, the order. Okay, last but not least, today is the second last day. The deadline is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So today is the second last day for the 3 remaining house guests who have not yet paid their $40 Canadian, $30 US entry fee to do so. Otherwise, like Dylan in Season 2, you cannot play in any Head of Household or Golden Power Veto competitions, which then got awkward when Dylan won Head of Household Week 2. And he's like, no, I want Head of Household. I'm like, well, you got to pay right now or I'm rescinding your HOH right now. So this is like the final, second last warning, because I'll warn you tomorrow. But yeah, get that in, please. Okay, so I believe, I think I have everything done. Yes. Okay, it is time now to get to the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Hey everyone, fucking Tom here. Fucking beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. I just came from Costco where there was great deals on nothing. But I still went around with Cindy there. Cindy's my wife. You're going to hear about her a lot. So Cindy and I, we went around and we just sampled a whole bunch of stuff. And we just left the store, didn't buy anything. That's like a great Ponzi scheme I got going on there. But just to get back at them because they expect people to buy 5 pallets of shit and then walk out, and they think they're saving money, when really, who the fuck needs 5 pallets of potato chips? Fuck. Anyway, Kilby, Michael, RJ, you're all nominated for eviction, but I hold a Golden Power Veto, and I can use it to save one of the 3 of you from the chopping block. So, Kilby, why do you think I should use the Golden Power Veto to save you? Everyone, fucking Kilby here. Just came from Nova Scotia. Was on a boat. There was so many different types of weed there. Tried them all. I'm home now and I'm so excited to play this fucking game. Oh damn! Wow. 2022's been a great year so far. The highlight is when I flew down to Florida and Sam Loveridge and I, we went into one of those windmill things in a mini putt course. Fucking banged it out. It was hot. But then this little kid shoved one of the putt-putt balls in the windmill, and it was dark in there, so I couldn't figure out which putt-putt ball was the ball and which one was my ball. It was hot though. Man. Oh yeah, this is fun. So anyway, I haven't had much of a chance to play this game because I've been fucking wasted and fucking baked on weed the whole time, but I love a chance to play. I'm here real now. If you give me a chance, we can have a lot of fun. So, yeah, use the veto on me, Grandpa. What the fuck was that shit? Fucking, I thought I was fucking insane. Holy crap. Hey, Andrew has a lot of fucked up friends. Fuck. I'm not coming to the reunion with Cindy. Fuck, I'm gonna go to fucking the keg instead, man. Fuck. Anyway, I'm getting old, so I can't see very well. But Michelle, Mitchie, Maggie, why should I use the Golden Power Veto to save you? Hey, everyone, it's me, Michael, Mike Tyson. I'm so excited to be playing this game with all of you. I'm really famous for, biting that guy's ear off. You keep it bite that guy's ear off, man, but I still taste his ear. His ear tastes really good. Anyway, I was also on this last season of Survivor. You might not have recognized me because I was wearing a costume, so I didn't look like Mike Tyson, but my voice was the same. I was Mike, right? I was a firefighter from Hoboken, New Jersey. I totally played an awesome loyal game, but Mary Ann just got me at the end. I had 3 to 4 idols, but I didn't have to use any of them because nobody wanted to get rid of me because I'm the most loyal guy there. But anyway, So, Tom, you and I, we're getting old there, in age. I'm almost 50 years old, and you're almost 80 years old, and like, holy shit, man, Tom. Like, these young bucks, they can come back and play in another All-Star season, but we might die by the time All-Stars come, so we gotta stick together, All-Stars for life, So you said on me, Mike Tyson. Holy fucking shit, am I the most sane person in this fucking shizzy of a house? Fuck, man. Jeez, whoa. I think I just, morphed into the freaking MTV zone from the 1980s. Anyway, RJ, why should I use the veto to save you?
Hello, I am RJ-PO, the underwater C-3PO that was catapulted into outer space, then played some hockey on ice, and am now a chocolate fountain at a wedding. I wanted to take a moment and say congrats. I know we haven't spoken yet. That's partly on my fault for not reaching out before, as I have a crazy work schedule. But I wanted to reach out and chat with you and ask if there is a possibility you would use veto on me. In the nomination speech, it said I was a threat and I would be a great shield for you. As someone who's already being targeted, that is one more person ahead of you who would be targeted time and time again. I'm a shield for you, and this early in the game, it's still super early and we are still getting the feel for people, but I would like to get to know more about you and potentially run this game long term.
Can somebody explain to me why there's a fucking robot spouting chocolate off in the middle of a wedding? Man, oh man. How cheap do you have to be to get a chocolate fountain for a wedding? Fuck. Anyway, as I'm sure all of you are waiting, you probably want my decision. I have decided not to let the Golden Power Veto go unused, because that makes for boring TV. I decided to make exciting TV by using the Golden Power Veto to save Maggie. He's on the block for the next 2 weeks, so we can get his fucking pasty white ass out next week or the week after. Why don't we have it between 3 people who we really want out, and then let's roll the dice and say the game. As Evil Dick would say, if you want to win, everybody else has to go anyway, so who cares about the order? Anyway, and since I vetoed one of your nominations, it's your responsibility to possibly choose a replacement nominee.
Okay, before we get to that, Owen, you must select one of 5 cards. 1 is a joker, which means you lose all power and Willy Wonka gets the power, while 4 contain a jack, which means you get to name a replacement nominee, and you get a bonus prize. So Owen, what would you like to select?
Hello, I'm Owen. I would like number 1.
Owen has selected number 1. And behind number 1, we have Peekaboo! Congratulations, Owen. You retain power this week. You will get to name the replacement nominee. And you've won the Peekaboo power, which is a new power. For the first time ever in Big Brother Cheesecake history, you will get to peek at one of the remaining Lindors in the Lindor sampler and see what is there. What you choose to do with this information, who you share it with, who you not share it with, if you tell the truth, if you lie, that's up to you. But message me today and you will be able to peek at one of the 10 remaining Lindors and see what's behind it. And now, Owen, please name a replacement nominee.
Wow, what an amazing first week it's been. It sucks to have to nominate somebody new, but I haven't communicated much with this person, and I don't really know where he stands in the house. He seems like a lovely person, but with all the unknown variables, it's safer for my game to put up one of the unknown variables, and therefore I've decided to nominate Shawnee.
And with that, this fucking Golden Power Veto ceremony is adjourned.
Kilby, Shawnee, or RJ? Who will be evicted? Watch tomorrow as the final 3 nominees plead their case to stay in the game, and we have the rules to the next Head of Household competition. And Wednesday,
is the live eviction and head of household competition, where the first house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 7 house, get a tummy ache from eating too much chocolate, and lose their shot at the $700 cash prize. I'm your Chef Moonves. Take care, and remember, Siwi Wabbit, Twix out for kids! Good night.